Hello geeks and gamers, it's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about Star Wars and has Disney ruined Star Wars? Now, obviously, I am not where I normally do these videos. I am actually out of town. I am in Texas, spending some time here with my family here in Houston, Texas, and overlooking the city. Got a great view, awesome hotel room, and yeah. Looking forward to this weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to get around to see Black Panther yet this weekend or not. We shall see. But let's talk about Star Wars. Before I get into that, I do need to remind everyone, not this weekend, but next weekend, Geeks and Gamers will be in Pensacola, Florida for Pensacon. We have press passes. We're going to be hanging out, myself, a few of our team members. So if anyone's going to be at Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida, not this weekend, but next weekend, hit us up on Twitter at GeeksGamersCom. You can hit me up on Twitter, DDAYCOBRA. That's at DDayCobra. That's my personal Twitter. I don't tweet much. I basically just like to use Twitter to watch the world burn. But if you tweet to me, I'll respond. And yeah, I mean, even if you just want to meet, say hello, you want to call me an asshole, tell me I suck, that's okay too. And especially after this video, I'm sure a lot of you aren't going to like what I have to say, so you can have your chance to tell me in person that I'm an idiot. So let's get into it. Has Disney ruined Star Wars? Now, a lot of you found our channel through all of my Last Jedi hate Kathleen Kennedy videos, and I am not, you know, backing off that at all. I do not like The Last Jedi at all, and the more I think about it, the more I can't stand it, and I don't like Kathleen Kennedy, and I'll have good reasons to give you why I feel that way still. But the question is, has Disney ruined Star Wars? Disney purchased Lucasfilm back in 2012, late 2012, and a lot has happened, and I'm here to tell you that I know it's popular right now to say Disney has ruined Star Wars, and as soon as I say it, I know you're gonna be killing me in the comments, and that's fine. I can take it. But yes, I don't think Disney has ruined Star Wars. I think they've done a lot of good with Star Wars, and they've done a lot of bad. And currently, as we speak, yeah, a lot of bad is going on. And if they don't get this straightened out, then it could be a real problem moving forward. But as it stands right now, no, I don't think Disney has ruined Star Wars. Now, let's go over it. The Force Awakens. I love The Force Awakens. I don't really, like, I get it. It's cool to hate The Force Awakens at this point. Everybody that likes to reference the Rotten Tomatoes fan meter for The Last Jedi to confirm it's a terrible movie, which it is, why don't you want to reference the Rotten Tomatoes score for The Force Awakens? Because it's like at an 88%, I believe. So if you're going to reference The Last Jedi as being a horrible score, then why don't you want to acknowledge the fact that The Force Awakens was an 88%? You can say what you want about The Force Awakens. Bottom line, after The Force Awakens, the fandom was healthy. After The Last Jedi, the fandom is broken. Last Jedi is a great Star Wars movie. I don't know what you want from me. The data's there to tell you it's a great Star Wars movie. All you can do is, I can't argue your personal opinion, but you can't argue mine. I'm not talking about that, though. From a data standpoint, The Force Awakens is a great Star Wars film, and it did a great job of reigniting the fandom and bringing Star Wars back. It was awesome. Now let's move into Rogue One. Again, if you're going to reference that Last Jedi Rotten Tomatoes score, you're going to have to reference the Rogue One one. Now, I'm not a big fan of Rogue One. I don't hate Rogue One. I think it was fine. I don't think it did anything detrimental to Star Wars. I think it actually helped the mythology more than anything. So if I'm getting somebody into Star Wars, I'm going to be excited to watch the end of Rogue One that leads into A New Hope. Rogue One's fine. I didn't like the characters were really boring, really predictable. It seemed like they were kind of like going out of their way to not cast a white male in the lead role position for the Rebels, which is fine if you could have gotten good actors to take those roles. Instead, you got horrible Jyn Erso and terrible Cassian, I think was his name. Awful. Both of those characters were garbage, and that's the problem. So no, I didn't like the characters in Rogue One, but the last 45 minutes are pretty cool, and overall it did a good job of kind of building the world and expanding the galaxy. So overall, a positive asset to the Star Wars mythology. Rebels. Rebels was a struggle for me to get into at first. You know, the first season, kind of hard to really get through it. A lot of filler episodes. Get into season 2, gets a lot better. Season 2 finale, boom, greatest moment in Star Wars history as far as I'm concerned. Even if you disagree with me, you can't sit there and tell me that's not a great Star Wars moment. Holy crap, Season 2 finale is the most emotional, it's the most powerful moment in Star Wars history, in my opinion. Even if you don't agree with that, you have to acknowledge it's a great moment. If you have not seen the Season 2 finale and you are not watching Rebels, please do yourself a favor. Don't watch this scene in isolation on YouTube. Go through the Clone Wars. You have to watch the Clone Wars. Then go through Rebels and get to that point. Unbelievable stuff. Man, just so good. Anyway, Disney gave that to us. So a huge, huge positive, again, for Disney. And Rebels has a lot of great moments after that. I mean, there were some great episodes. Twin Sons, amazing episode, amazing moments. Rebels as a whole, not as consistent as the Clone Wars, but still Rebels has its moments. And overall, Rebels has been a welcome addition to the Star Wars mythology. It just has. Then we move into the new canon books. I don't read a lot. I am currently reading the Ahsoka novel because Ahsoka is amazing. If you don't like Ahsoka, we can't be friends because Ahsoka is amazing. She's my favorite character in Star Wars history. She's one of the most well-written. Her arc is amazing. Ahsoka Tano is amazing. If you disagree, you need to thumbs down this video right now and go ponder what you're doing with your life. Ahsoka's amazing. But I'm reading that book, and I have Lost Stars. But again, I don't read a lot of books, and so I can't speak to the new canon. I've heard good things about it. I haven't heard a lot of big complaints about the new canon. So overall, I think that's going to have to be marked as a positive for Disney. Video games. Now, this is a problem. I like Battlefront 2015 and 2017. Get pissed. Don't care. But I can't argue for those games as positive pieces to the Star Wars mythology. They were fun. I had a ton of fun playing these games online with my friends. I still do. I like Battlefront 2. I love Battlefront 2. But they do nothing for the mythology. Battlefront 2's campaign is really forgettable, but it does do one cool thing with Luke Skywalker. But overall, I can't defend these games. So those are not good assets to the mythology. And then obviously, you know, we've got The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi is the problem. The Last Jedi is a huge problem, massive problem. And it's why we are where we are right now with the fandom so broken. And so Last Jedi is a terrible film for Star Wars. It's a terrible Star Wars movie. It just is. And there's nothing anybody can really say to defend that at this point. You can like the movie. That's fine. That's fine. You know, when people say film is subjective, yes, everything is subjective. Like, have you ever, like, weather is subjective. I could say it's cold outside. I live in Florida. I could say, man, it's cold outside. Somebody from Minnesota is going to laugh at me and call me a bad word. So does anybody go, well, if you say it's cold or hot outside, does anybody go, well, you know, all weather is subjective? Shut up, okay? Film is subjective because you can like a movie, but you can still objectively tell if a movie's bad or good. Like, I like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. They ain't good movies. I just like them. That's the subjective part. Last Jedi is not a good Star Wars movie. That is objective. It's not. You can like it, and that's your subjective opinion, but it has objectively been bad for the Star Wars mythology and the universe and the fandom. That is a fact. Don't like the facts, that's fine. As Ben Shapiro says, facts don't care about your feelings. So that's kind of where we're at with Star Wars. The Last Jedi has been a huge problem. But if you look at everything Disney has given us up to this point, there has been a lot of good. There's a huge gaping bad with The Last Jedi, and I get it. And trust me, nobody's more frustrated with that than myself. But they have given us a lot of good things. And there is one thing I have not mentioned yet. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, I'm a huge theme park fan. I worship Walt Disney World. I am an annual pass holder. I love it there. It's my favorite place. I am so excited for 2019 when we get Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is bigger than you think though, okay? Listen, okay. Theme parks, big deal. I follow them a lot. Okay, now you have Galaxy's Edge opening in Disneyland and at Walt Disney World. Disneyland is in Anaheim, California. Walt Disney World is in Orlando. Orlando is the theme park mecca of the world because you have Universal Studios and you have Disney. Now, Universal is never going to catch Disney in attendance alone. Disney is always going to have the bigger number when it comes to attendance, but Universal has been chipping away at their market share for the past 5 to 7 years. And it's really aggravating Disney, and they can't stop it. It's like a small bleed. They're never going to catch them, but market share is a big deal. And Universal is really chipping away at that market share. Why? Harry Potter. They're building Nintendo Land at Universal. These are massive IPs that Disney can't really compete with. You can't compete with a Nintendo. Are you going to bring a freaking Xbox World to Disney? No. Nintendo is a juggernaut. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is crucial to Disney's bottom line right now. They are sinking so much money into this project. They need the Star Wars fandom to be thriving at an all-time high in 2019. They need the fandom to be like it was after The Force Awakens. I don't think they can get there, but I do think that because Episode 9 comes out in 2019, that's the same year Galaxy's Edge is going to be premiering at Walt Disney World in Orlando and at Disneyland in Anaheim. Disney needs this to be a grand slam. And the way the fandom is right now, and the way the toy sales are, the way the box office went, the way Han Solo is going right now, Disney's going to make some major changes. I'm calling it right now. They're going to make some major changes with Star Wars. They have to. They have to get this fan base rejuvenated like they were after The Force Awakens. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm just telling you they're going to do something. Now, if I think Disney's done more good than bad since taking over, doesn't that mean I think Kathleen Kennedy has done more good than bad? Hell no. Crazy Kathleen Kennedy has done a terrible job at this. She sucks. I'm going to tell you why. Now, all of the things that I've said is good, Force Awakens, Rebels moments, you know, the new Canon Books, all that is creative decisions that Kathleen Kennedy, crazy Kathleen Kennedy, has had no part in. What she has been doing is ruining things behind the scenes. Rogue One was filled with all types of problems. All of the directors that she continues to hire and then fire. The Lord Miller situation, the Colin Trevorrow situation. Wasn't there one more? I can't remember. There was another one. Josh Trank had came on for a short period of time, and I think there's one more I'm forgetting. But these are big problems. Like, it wasn't just one problem here. This is like multiple problems with the executive, the president of Lucasfilm, and she can't keep directors. It's crazy. And then the one director she keeps is the one that nobody wants. Like Rian Johnson, nobody wants this man. And you've kept him because you're crazy Kathleen Kennedy. You make horrible decisions. Plus all of the BS of shoving her agenda into these films and her politics and all of the force for force is female and the speeches where she's like, we're going to hire a woman director. How about you hire the best director? And then how about you fire Rian Johnson? Her personnel decisions, her behind the scenes, her management, her leadership has been abysmal. She has to go. I think she will go, but it's going to take time. Han Solo has to come out. Han Solo has to underperform. Then we have to start seeing a lot of the writing on the wall for her. We shall see. But right now, in the toy sales, Battlefront with this whole... Battlefront's a terrible error in judgment for Disney. And that goes up to straight to the top, Kathleen Kennedy. And now they're talking about pulling the license from EA. I'm telling you, there's a lot of problems, and I think Disney's going to get everything fixed. They have to. They have to for 2019. This is a crucial time, and I would have to look it up, but I know Disney, the 50th anniversary for Walt Disney World, I think, is coming up in 2020 or 2021. I'm telling you, Walt Disney World wants to be firing on all cylinders. They have to get Star Wars right. Star Wars is their #1 IP. They are not going to just let this continue trending in the wrong direction. So overall, I think Disney's done a good job. I think that they've made a lot of mistakes, but overall, fandom was insanely high after The Force Awakens. Rogue One did a good job. I don't remember anybody being that upset after Rogue One. Rebels has been a nice addition. The new canon has been okay. Let me touch on one other thing. I hear you right now on your keyboards, like that Kermit the Frog, that gif where he's typing angrily. I hear you. The extended universe. Look, bottom line, I've been accused of being an EU fanboy that I don't take up for the EU. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It sucks that it's gone, but at the end of the day, I mean, Disney did the only thing Disney could do in that situation. They had to get rid of the EU. They had to make it all Legends because it opened up opportunities for them from a storytelling standpoint. So that's all they could have done. It's the only logical choice. You can't keep all of those stories in canon. You can't pick and choose which stories are going to be canon and which aren't. It didn't make sense from a storytelling standpoint. So I completely understand why they did it. I know you EU fanboys are going to destroy me. I'm ready. I can take it. I've got my Nintendo Switch right here. If you want to play Mario Kart and settle it, that's fine. You will be destroyed if you play me in Mario Kart. If you want to play Smash Bros. Or Madden or Call of Duty, you stand a chance. But if you step to me in Mario Kart, you will go down, and that's all there is to it. You just have to accept this is fact. It's just part of life. You can't beat me in Mario Kart. Now, yes, but the EU, I mean, I get it. I know a lot of you are upset about it. It's not like they're dead. That those stories still exist. The problem is Rian Johnson could have pulled from a lot of those stories and really benefited The Last Jedi, and instead he just effed everything up. And so right now we're in this position because of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy. But I think Disney's done a lot of good. I think they've done a lot more good than bad, and overall I'm happy. So I'm going to wrap this up. This went a little too long. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I can't wait to just go at it with y'all in the comments. I know you all are going to come at me hard. Bring it. I'm ready. Let's do it. Have a great night. Talk to you later.